Hey guys, Twisty here with another video. You may have read the title and you may be thinking, what is wrong with you? We're gonna look at Jennings, we're gonna look at the problems it legitimately does have, we're gonna look at why I think that Jennings is inconsequential, and we're gonna look at my hopes for Generation 9, how Jesus Christ, how Scarlet and Violet could fix Jennings as a problem entirely. Anyway, let's roll. Okay, so what do we describe when we talk about Jennings? In essence, Jennings describes the process of externally creating a Pokemon for your game that you can then use however you please. This is mostly attributed to extremely, let's call them how they are, extremely pathetic and shitty shiny giveaway websites. You know, the Matchams, the Pokeflashes, whoever they are. If you have that much time on your hand, please be my guest. I don't give a damn. Jennings is also used as a term for competitively perfect created Pokemon. I would like to bring up a few screenshots really quick, and I would like to ask you the question: are these are these Pokemon gent in or not? Is this one gent in? Is this one gent in? What about this one? Is this one gent in? And what about this Urshifu? Is this one gent in? Now, the problem with Jennings is you could literally create anything and no one would know, because only the creator really understands whether or not a Pokemon is gent in or not. Of these 4 Pokemon that I've shown here, none of them could be gent in, all 4 could be gent in, or anything in between. And that's the problem with Jennings. The only thing that you really see usually is a Pokemon with either perfect stats, it's shiny and it has perfect stats, or anything of those values. And here's why I say it's inconsequential. Let's quickly look at this Kyogre right here. I just created this in Showdown. Whether or not this is the perfect build, I really don't give a shit, because this is just an example. People using this exact Kyogre with these exact stats, you might be thinking, well, did they get this legitimate or not? Is this gent in? The problem is, it doesn't matter. At least not in the Generation 8 landscape. If you get a Kyogre through the Dynamax adventures, and it has that 0 attack value, that 0 attack IV value, that means that this is potentially the best Kyogre you could ever have. And with the rest of the stats, if I think Dynamax Adventures give you like 3 perfect IVs every time for any legendary that you catch there. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. It has been so long since I've seen any information about the Dynamax Adventures, literally like 2 years. If you have the 0 attack IV in this case for Kyogre, you can then use the other you can then use the hyper training tool that is in the battle tower to then get the other 2 stats to max. Or maybe if it's 2 perfect IV, you get the other 3 to max. It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. This is exactly why I think Jennings in Generation 8 literally doesn't matter. Because hyper training exists. The overall thought to consider here is that while yes, it's cheating, yes, it's bad sportsmanship to create something that others work for, it literally doesn't matter. Because anyone can have this Kyogre. Literally anyone. And if you tell me that Jennings has that Jennings gives you a competitive advantage because others have this faster than you, I have to disagree with that. I am not a supporter of cheating in any variety. And while I do say Jennings is bad, I also say Jennings doesn't matter. If I were to lose to this Kyogre and it has been gent in, I'm not mad. Because this is still a legitimate Kyogre. This is the maximum of what a Kyogre can do. I think there are still cases of Pokemon that are literally impossible, like shiny Keldeo with spatial rend, whatever moves that heck could have, if you would just feel really, really funny at the time. Those are legitimately hacked Pokemon that are impossible to gain at any point. What my actual main point here is one simple little thing. Genning is bad, yes, but with how modern the capabilities of creating competitively viable Pokemon is. I lost my train of thought with the sentence, I'm sorry. It really doesn't matter anymore if you get that Litten with 3 perfect IVs, 2 perfect IVs, or none of them perfect. Because hyper training exists. Does it take resources? Yes, naturally. But guess what? Watts are plentiful. This is where I get into the hope that I have for Scarlet and Violet. And my hope is just that Scarlet and Violet will completely and utterly erase IVs in its entirety. That is my hope. Let's be real. IVs are a trash system that unnecessarily make Pokemon more time consuming than it has any reason to be. If you think that IV perfect farming is longevity of Pokemon, you can think that, but I will disagree with you, and I have good reasons for that. Let's think about your starter. Usually your starter has crap stats. That's just the name of the game. You get your starter, it can have any IV combination that is available in existence, and that's that. Wouldn't it be better to actually get an attachment to your starter, to actually be able to use that in battles if you want to? Because IVs no longer matter? Because IVs are gone? That's exactly the ingenious decision that Game Freak went for with Pokemon Legends Arceus. PLA actually took the bold idea of having one stat, the effort levels, and making that the stat that people have to work for in order for this Pokemon to be as strong as it possibly can. And I think this is the best thing that can happen. While yes, there is still time investment, it can naturally happen over time just by battling with your Pokemon, but there is no longer that annoying, pointless breeding for that perfect 31, 0, 31, 31, 31, 31, 31 Pokemon that is a special attacker of your dreams. Honestly, why would we as Pokemon fans still want this exact competitive thought, that mindset of this needs to be how competitive works? Why would we still allow this? Why would we not take the picture perfect system that is right in front of us and demand it for the rest of eternity? This would literally off Genning right then and there. IVs removed, Genning is dead. Because at this point, if Scarlet and Violet actually were to take that step, that would just mean that if you gen in Pokemon, you literally have no hobbies. I mean, you can say that about genning people nowadays, naturally. And yeah, it's factual. Yeah, definitely. However, it's inconsequential now, and I really hope that Scarlet and Violet is gonna take that step of PLA and make genning even more worthless, so people can see, oh, you know what? Yeah, genning just doesn't matter. Like, IVs were the problem. And I think this is exactly what we need to understand. IVs are the issue. They are the virus that we need to get rid of. And this is how we fix a lot of issues with genning, with competitive edge, and things like that. Will this go over well with the Pokemon community? I actually don't think so. I mean, we have elitists in the Pokemon community. A video about that will follow, I swear. We have some elitists, we have some really shit people in the community, that is completely a given. But if we... Camera! If we can if we can just finally fix the things that those elitists want, like the IV system, which is completely pointless, which is a complete waste of time. If we could get rid of this finally, this would make Pokemon itself so much better. The point that really makes competitive battles interesting is team building, decision making, and predictions. Team building, building a strong team that has strong boss Pokemon, good support for those, and Pokemon that can back up your boss Pokemon because it covers weaknesses. Decision making, just deciding what move goes where, and then prediction, trying to predict what your opponent will do depending on what you have on the field. This is all part of game knowledge, and this is exactly what competitive needs, at least from my point of view. There are people who are so intoxicated by systems like these that make them feel accomplished, that taking this away from them would make them feel less accomplished, even though it literally doesn't take anything away from them. Having a perfectly bred Pokemon is actually not that skillful in the first place. Instead, just kill off IVs, give us the system that has literally one stat, just effort levels, or another new name, I literally don't care. I don't care about the name, I just care about the system getting a rework. And just make competitive just more accessible. Honestly, just trust me on this. After those 2 weeks, you're gonna have perfect teams left, right, and center, because suddenly, just suddenly, it doesn't matter how much time you spend on breeding, because you get that one Pokemon, you bring it up to the perfect level, and boom, you can use it. The only thing that you then have to breed for are egg moves. And I think that is the only thing that you legitimately should breed for. Because that's at least something that, in my eyes, makes the least bit of sense for breeding. You bring two different species together, a Logok, using the German name, great. Using a Blaziken and a Lucario, the Lucario's female, boom, smash them together, you have a Riolu with Blaze Kick. This is exactly something that should be allowed to be doable, and we can argue in the comments if you would like that to change. I mean, maybe an egg move tutor? Possibilities for Scarlet and Violet to make competitive even more accessible. Sadly, battling is still one of the cornerstones of the Pokemon franchise. It's a cornerstone of basically every generation, except PLA, which is why 12.64, which is, by the way, still a great number. But yeah, Scarlet and Violet has every single ace in their sleeve available to just pull out and get a royal flush, which doesn't make sense if you have like 5 aces in your sleeve, which doesn't even make any logical sense, because why would there be 5? I'm just trying to get the message across that killing off IVs is a solution. It's the best thing that Pokemon can do. And that's the opinion I'm gonna stick with for the rest of my life. Ivy's gone. Competitive is so much better. If you want to have an argument with me about this, please do feel free to shoot me a comment. I'd be happy to discuss this with you in the comment section down below. And to any competitive pro out there, I don't think any of you will see this. Give me your input. Are IVs still worth it? What do you think about Jenning? And perhaps, I don't know, what about not perfect Pokemon? Do they actually have a chance? I can tell already that answer is gonna be no, but hey, just gonna throw that out there. I don't think anyone will answer me, but hey, I did my due diligence, and now the ball is in everyone else's court. Anyway, this has been it. This has been my excursion for Jenning, why IVs are complete trash, and again, post your comments in the comment section down below. Tell me what you think, and I love to hear what you have to say about this. This has been Twisty, or Marker, however you prefer, and I'm out. Peace.